Hi guys, this is Vysh from Vysh and we are going to continue the History NCERT series. This will be the last video for class 7th, that is chapter 10. And one another thing, we don't have to focus too much in this particular video because if you have been following my Spectrum series, Modern History, we have done in detail, I think chapter 4, part 1, part 2, part 3, it was like 3 lengthy videos and it had covered all the origin of states when the Mughals were declining. Okay, the Awadh, the Bengal, the Jats, Sikh, Hyderabad, Marathas, all these kingdoms, the related personalities, the taxes which they used to collect, the different officers, official positions. I've done a very detailed elaboration of it, and students have been watching Spectrum series very dedicatedly, and they have also got the MCQs for that from me. So it was pretty much covered, but this is again a lengthy chapter given in this NCERT class 7. So it will be a repetition for those who have watched the Spectrum series. So I'll try to just highlight important points alone and just go fast. Okay, else it will be too much repetitive. That is not good for us who are preparing for UPSC. Okay, we don't want to waste time studying the same thing again and again. Only one benefit will be like lot of pictures will be there, lot of boxes and stories will be there, which will help you understand if you are seeing these topics for the first time. Other than that, there is no extra information here. Okay, again terminology, it will be a revision for you anyway, so please watch it till the end, and then maybe some match the following questions or some 5 MCQs will be there which will help you revise the things even though you have learnt it. Okay, so let's begin. Give me a minute. Please download the PDFs from NCERT website. It's available for free. Okay, so let's begin chapter 10, last chapter for class 7. 18th century political formations, that is what they have named it. I just picked up the state names and put it in the cover page for you so that you understand what is actually inside there. So Mughal Empire, this is the map, you know, during the time of Akbar, it was at its peak and it had covered almost the entire Indian subcontinent. If you see regions of Bangladesh, Pakistan, that is present day Bangladesh and Pakistan, Nepal, or even parts of Central Asia, it is all covered under Mughal Empire. Okay, the external boundaries you can see with that dashed lines, and only Kerala and Tamil Nadu, some portions are out of it. Kerala, they had the Cheras, or they had their own Samutris and all, who welcomes Vasco da Gama also in 1498. If you have seen the Spectrum series, you will know that. Again, a different map where it shows different regional kingdoms which came up when the Mughals started disintegrating. So you know the Marathas are there, news items, news it's always there because of Shivaji or any this Hanuman Sena, Vanar Sena, many people are there on the streets who are jobless and they are doing some strikes all the time. So you will know Marathas are always there in news. Then Hyderabad is there. Hyderabad is also important. You should know in modern history also how Hyderabad was integrated with India, because Hyderabad initially wanted to become an independent state when during the time of partition. So you should know about that if you watch my Spectrum series again. Awadh, we have told in the last video also, lot of important art and culture related lot of things are there. Also Waji Nawab Ali Shah is actually an important personality there. Kathak dance is related to him. Then Bengal is again important with respect to both medieval India and modern India. Okay, the freedom struggle, Swadeshi movement, everything happened in Bengal. Okay, Murshidabad and Dhaka, two important cities you can see here. Patna is highlighted here. Patna, actually old name is Patliputra, which was the capital of the Mauryan Empire, Gupta Empire and all initially, because you know Delhi became a capital later only. Okay, after the Tomaras came. Okay, I think the name was something Ananda something. Okay, I don't remember. Try to watch that series about Delhi Sultanate. You will know how Delhi became the capital of India for the first time, or the region for empire for the first time. Till then it was always Patliputra, Rajgriha, Vaishali and all those places which is in the UP area. Okay. Lucknow is also shown, Allahabad is also shown. Allahabad is the place of Triveni Sangam, you know, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati river comes together. I'm telling you a lot of extra information because this one single map gives us the entire coverage of UPSC also, okay, because we do all these things. If you see Portuguese is here, Goa, Pondicherry, French area, Arcot, Mysore we have done detailing about Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali in detail in Spectrum series. Watch that also. So let's see what is here. By 1765, notice how another power, the British, had successfully grabbed major chunks. Okay, we know the Battle of Plassey happens in 1757 and the Battle of Buxar happens in 1764, after which Britishers have become the major supreme power in India. Okay, so that again is part of modern history. 1707 is an important date again, everyone will know, because Aurangzeb died. That was the last strong Mughal ruler, you can tell. After this, all it was like you can call dummy rulers who did not even rule more than 4 years or 5 years, but there were one or two who ruled for the namesake. Okay, like the power, even though they were in the throne, the power was exercised by most of the noble personality. Because the nobles in the court or zamindars, they were the ones who were actually ruling. Okay, and third battle of Panipat in 1761, you know. First battle and second battle also you should know where it is, or between whom it is, okay, rather, and that was Mughals were involved. But third battle is actually Marathas are involved with, I think, Ahmad Shah Abdali, who was a Durrani king, a ruler who invaded India and took away most of the loot or most of the wealth from here. Okay, so these are just a revision again, as I told. Crisis of the empire and later Mughals. So here they are telling the closing years of the 17th century, it was coming to an end. Number of factors, Aurangzeb. In the chapter 3 of Spectrum, I have given 10 elaborate points which will be making a proper 150 words answer also. You can write the causes for decline. So here military, financial resource, everything is there. One policy I'll tell you, Aurangzeb's Deccan policy is considered as a failure. Although many are there, most of the Delhi Sultanate rulers, whenever they tried to do more than they could actually withstand, they had ended in plunder only. Okay, so ended in a disaster, you can tell. Okay, similar way, Mughal Aurangzeb's Deccan policy also deprived of their resources. Okay, under his successors, the efficiency of the imperial administration broke down. It became increasingly difficult for the later Mughal rulers to keep a check on their powerful Mansabdars. Mansabdar is a officer position, like Mansab is a rank given to them, and they have to maintain their soldiers, that is the Savar, good Savar, and horses. Okay, nobles appointed governors, Subedars, you know, Suba means province, so Subedar is province governors. Okay, then revenue and military, I have told you, Diwani is related to revenue, and military administration is Faujdari. We already also seen Kotwal. Kotwal is the police. So different terms we have seen in different chapters. So this is a summing up of that. Political, economic, military powers over vast regions. So again, the expanded kingdom, these people could not handle it. Okay, they could not manage it. So that is why individual kingdoms rose here and there. Okay, the individual kingdoms used to get a lot of land and land in grant, and they will give it for some purpose and get revenue, and they themselves will become rich and influential and powerful. So that is why new kingdoms came up across India. Okay, that is what we are going to see in this lesson. So peasant and zamindari rebellions also happened. That is chapter 17. Please watch in the Spectrum series. Detailing about all the peasant movements is done there. Also the zamindari permanent settlement, rayatwari system, and mahalwari system is also done. So please try to watch that. Mughal authority has been challenged by rebellious groups in the past as well, but these groups were now able to seize the economic resources of the region to consolidate their position. The Mughal emperors after Aurangzeb were unable to arrest the gradual shifting of political and economic authority into the hands of provincial governors. Like I told, the Subedars, they became powerful. Okay, local chieftains and other groups, they all came into power. Rich harvest and empty coffers. So it was kind of bankruptcy for them. Much details, it's not required in that box, so I'm not reading it, I'm skipping it. Nadir Shah was a ruler. In 1839, he invaded India. He actually took away the peacock throne, Kohinoor diamond and all. Okay, he was the one first who took it, and then later Raja Ranjit Singh of Punjab go and take it back. Then again later Britishers will take it. Okay, that is why now Kohinoor diamond is in London. Okay, and still Indians are trying to get it back. So that is Iranian Empire, Iranian ruler, and Afghan rulers and Sabdali. It was two big invasions which happened. Okay, I have made a table in chapter 3 in Spectrum. That table will give you a clear summary of the entire final rule of the Mughal rulers. Okay, the last 10 rulers, what all they did, what are their achievements, what are their failures, everything I have done in that particular video. Portrait of Nadir Shah is shown. Okay, we don't have a proper picture for him, we have a portrait. Anyway, you know, photography was invented only in 1840. So this is 1779 timeline, so we don't have photographs anyway. So the devastation of Delhi after Nadir Shah invasion was described by the contemporary observers. One described the wealth looted from the Mughal Empire as follows. Okay, 60 lakh of rupees. So you know, even now 60 lakh is a very huge amount. Okay, it's not very huge. Anyway, we are dealing with crores now. But anyway, 60 lakh rupees in 17th century, that's 200, 300 years ago. You can imagine how much big wealth it is. Okay, 1,000 gold coins, 1 crore worth of gold ware. Everything might not be true. Most of things will be exaggerated, but we have to believe with what is given in the text. Okay, 50 crores worth of jewels, most of them unrivaled in the world, and above included the peacock throne. Shah Jahan used to use this. Okay, so I don't want to read again. It's like another account describing the invasion's impact upon Delhi. Okay, just the impact and people's plight. Okay, so severe pressure from all sides. That is what the Iranis, Duranis, these people were coming from here and there. So this is like the reasons. Better see that other video where you will get the 10 proper reasons. Okay, don't read these paragraphs and paragraphs. Farooq Siyar and Alamgir too. This was actually something humiliation which happened. Like these people were actually killed by their own nobles. Okay, it was actually a mock question also in one of the mock tests, like who was the first Mughal ruler to be killed by his own nobles. Okay, so that story also I have explained there in Spectrum. So please watch that. The timeline you can see. So here if you see 6 years and here again 6 years, that is the maximum timeline these people are ruling. Okay. Ahmad Shah and Shah Alam too were blinded by their nobles. So these are, you can see, these are kings, like the kings of a reputed kingdom who had been ruling for centuries, right from 1526 when Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi, and now in the 17th, 18th century, these people are being killed by their own nobles. Okay, so that is the trend you can see in this time during the decline. Emergence of new states. Okay, Farooq Siyar receiving a Nobel Prize. Farooq Siyar, another blunder I'll tell you. Actually, the Britishers came and asked for that trading rights without paying any duty or something, and he gave this permission also. That Farman he gave. Okay, that was also popular in modern history. So he gave that Farman. It is considered as the most foolish step done by any Mughal ruler. And Britishers started to, they don't pay tax now, and they started charging tax from other people. That's how Britishers started gaining power. Okay, 17th, 18th century. Now. The Mughal Empire, as I told, it fragmented into many states. So here they are given, like Awadh, Bengal, Hyderabad are the major ones. Then later Marathas independently, they also rose to power. The Peshwa system and all, Bajirao movie you would have seen. Then states enjoyed a considerable independence under the Mughals as Watan Jagirs, you know, that land grant kind of thing. So they had that autonomy. These included several Rajput principalities. The last group included states under the control of, okay, they're telling again the other group, Marathas, Sikhs and the Jats. Okay. About this, I think, okay, Awadh, Bengal, Hyderabad, then other, I think Sikh and all, okay, Sikh is mentioned here, Sikh, Jat, Marathas. Okay, we'll see anyway. This is all repetition of Spectrum series, but we'll see. So here, old Mughal provinces, these three, Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad, founded by high Mughal nobility, that is the governors who were there. So Sadat Khan, Awadh, this can be matched the following question. Sadat Khan is for Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan for Bengal, and Asaf Jah for Hyderabad. Just remember at least two. The third one will be automatically there in the options. Okay, Sadat Khan Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan Bengal, and Asaf Jah Hyderabad. All three of them had high mansabdari positions, so that much wealth they'll be having. They'll have the trust of the people. They'll have the influence over the nobility. And the Zat rank, you know, Zat is kind of a rank. Okay, the worth of that mansabdar is measured in Zat. Okay, it will be like 7,000 per person, 6,000 per person. Okay, that's how they value the people. Now they are zooming into each place. So Hyderabad, Nizamul Mulk. Okay, that is the title he took. Okay, we obviously know this name only. Asaf Jah, I am also hearing for the first time. This Asaf Jah is actually popularly called as Nizamul Mulk. Okay, the founder of Hyderabad state, 1724 to 48. So if you see 24 long years, he was the ruler there. One of the most powerful members in the court of Mughal Empire, Farooq Siyar. Again, Farooq Siyar. So obviously, when the king is a very foolish kind of person, obviously the governor generals will rise up in power. That is what exactly happened in the case of Hyderabad. He was entrusted first with the governorship of Awadh and later given charge for the Deccan. Okay, as the Mughal governor of the Deccan provinces during 1720-22, Asaf Jah had already gained control over its political financial administration. Okay, so he is gaining power. He was just sent as an in charge, but he started to gain power. Deccan and the competition against not required. Asif Jah brought skilled soldiers and administrators from the northern India who welcomed the new opportunities in the south. So it's like whoever were kind of jobless under this Farooq Siyar and all, they were all invited to the south, and then they started enjoying the privileges given there in Hyderabad. He appointed Mansabdar. So he himself started appointing Mansabdar. He himself is a Mansabdar and he is appointing people under him now. Okay. Although he was still a servant of the Mughal Emperor, he ruled quite independently without seeking any direction from Delhi or facing any interference. The Mughal Emperor merely confirmed the decisions already taken by the Nizamul Mulk. Okay, like kind of our president is doing now in India. President is a titular position, you can tell. Okay, title only. It is like the queen in London. They don't have much powers, but they are the head of the state. It's the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers who decide everything in India, right? Same way. So now Mughal is just a dummy ruler and these people are doing everything independently. The state of the Hyderabad was constantly engaged in a struggle against the Marathas to the west and with independent Telugu warrior chiefs. Okay, Nayakas. So Nayakas is Telugu warrior chiefs. These kind of italics wherever you see, it becomes important. The ambitions of the Nizamul Mulk Asaf Shah to control the rich textile producing area of the Coromandel coast. Coromandel coast, you know, the area around Andhra Pradesh. Okay, The top of that will be northern Sircar. Similarly, left side, that is the Arabian Sea region, they have different names, like the Malabar region they'll call near the Kerala coast. Then above that, the Sahyadri mountains are there. There are different names for different coast of India. Okay, in the geography series I have covered it. Watch the geography NCERT series. The Nizam's army, Nizam means the Nizamul Mulk, okay, of Hyderabad. So again they had 400 elephants, 4,000 horsemen. Just giving the statistics, but remember it was becoming powerful. Now we'll see Awadh. So Buranul Mulk, again I knew this name, but Sadat Khan, it is not very common. So Nizamul Mulk in Hyderabad, Buranul Mulk in this place, Awadh. So Sadat Khan, there it was Asaf Jah. So was appointed Subedar of Awadh, Subedar again governor, okay, in 1722. Founded the state of Awadh, most important to emerge out of the breakup of the Mughal Empire, because Awadh later, British also had interest in Awadh, okay, you will learn the subsidiary alliance, the doctrine of lapse, everything in detail, already covered in modern history, but you will be learning for UPSC anyway, so that is why I told, this is a very important place, okay, Bengal was very important, and second you can tell Awadh was very important for the Britishers also, because they wanted to make it a market kind of center, because UP was having huge population, huge Indians, workforce, everyone was there, so it was very good for everyone. Also the rich alluvial Ganga plain, that is one another important reason, and trade route between North India and Bengal, okay, it is the connectivity of Bengal. They always used to do that. Warren Hastings had a policy of ring fence, if you remember. So he actually, what he did is, he will create a ring kind of thing. If he wanted to protect Bengal, what he will do is, he will go and conquer the places around it, okay, that is like creating a fence. That is the policy of ring fence. So Awadh was one of the key areas which he controlled, because he wanted to protect Bengal in turn. Now Buranul Mulk also held the combined offices of Subedari, Diwani and Fauzdari, okay, so he did everything. Subedari is governor, Diwani is revenue, Fauzdari is military, everything he did it himself, okay. He was responsible for managing the political, financial, military, again telling the same thing. Buranul Mulk tried to decrease Mughal influence in the Awadh region by reducing the number of office holders. So he tried to decrease Mughal influence in the Awadh by reducing the number of office holders. So whoever Mughals appointed other than him, he will just dismiss all of them, because he wanted to be the central position, or he wanted to be the most powerful person. He reduced the size of the Jagirs, Jagirs is the land given, okay, land guard, and appointed his own loyal servants. So that's what he is building up his own empire, okay, that is the whole gist. The accounts of Jagirdars were checked to prevent cheating, and revenues of all districts were reassessed by officials appointed by the Nawab's court. He seized a number of Rajput zamindaris and the agriculturally fertile land of the Afghans of Rohilkhand. Okay, that time it was fertile land, now I don't think it is the same way. Rohilkhand, Bundelkhand and all, you know, dry areas, Rayalaseema, geography questions used to come from there. So now one important term, revenue farmers. Revenue farmers they used to call Ijardar. Okay, Ijardari system it's called. So these are revenue farmers. So the state depended on local bankers and Mahajans. Okay, Mahajans are money lenders. Mahajans for loans. It sold the right to collect tax to the highest bidders. Okay, it's like kind of auction. Then these farmers agreed to pay the state a fixed sum of money. Local bankers guaranteed the payment of the contracted amount to the state. In turn, the revenue farmers were given considerable freedom in the assessment of collection. Considerable freedom is the keyword here. Considerable freedom in the assessment of collection of taxes. These developments allowed new social groups like moneylenders and bankers. So again, within themselves, many people are rising up, okay, to influence the management of state's revenue system, something which had not occurred in the past. Earlier, these people did not have any voice, did not have any influence, but as and when rulers like Farrukhsiyar came to existence, the other people are rising up. Okay, so we saw Hyderabad and we saw Bengal. That is, we saw Nizamul Mulk, Nizamul Mulk was Asaf Jah, and Buranul Mulk was Sadat Khan. Okay, try to recall like this as and when you read new topics, so that it will be retained in your mind. Now Bengal, again very important place. Murshid Quli Khan. Okay, luckily I think he don't have any title. Appointed as the Naib deputy to the governor of the province. Okay, so he was a deputy to the governor, not even the Subedar. Okay, although never a formal Subedar, like I told. Murshid Quli Khan very quickly seized all the powers that went with that office. Like that, rulers of Hyderabad and Awadh, he also commanded the revenue administration of the state. So again, these people, they will target the revenue part first. Okay, that Diwani thing. Okay, Diwani rights you call it. In an effort to reduce Mughal influence of the Bengal, he transferred all Mughal Jagirdars to Orissa. So again, pushing away all the others outside that region. So Orissa, you know, that time it was part of Bengal only. So they pushed it to Orissa. Okay, Orissa old name is coastal place is called Kalinga or Utkala coast. Okay, we learned it in ancient history. Now, major reassessment of revenue. Again, revenue thing they are telling. Zamindars had to borrow money from bankers. Money in the same story. The formation of regional states in the 18th century. Bengal therefore led the considerable change. Same thing, okay, noticeable in Hyderabad and Awadh as well. They are repeating the same thing. Ali Khan holding court. I think there's a picture. Okay, this is actually they are telling it's a picture of Ali Khan holding a court. Okay, he has this bird and all this eagle kind of thing. I think Jahangir also used to have this like this. Okay, in Jahangir or Shah Jahan paintings, you will see this eagle or falcon kind of thing. Bengal under the rule of Ali Wardi. This is the next rule. Okay, after Murshid Quli Khan, next important ruler in Bengal is Ali Wardi Khan. In Spectrum, I have done in detail the first 5-6 rulers up till Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar and all. Especially the story of Mir Qasim, how he cheated his own Nawab. Then Mir Jafar will come. All these things and all. Sorry, Mir Jafar is the one who cheated his own Nawab. Then Mir Qasim will come. That kind of stories and all is done. We don't have to repeat it. Now Jagirdari system is the same thing again. I don't know why they are repeating the same thing. Three common features. Okay, three common features about those states. First, though many of the last states were established by erstwhile Mughal nobles, they were highly suspicious of some of the administrative system that they had inherited, in particularly Rajas. So again, same thing, that land grant was given and they became powerful. All the three places it's common. Second, their method of tax collection differed. Rather than relying upon the officers of the state, all three regimes contracted with revenue farmers for the collection of revenue. Okay, so all three of them had this ijardari system where revenue farmers were there and taxes were collected. Thoroughly disapproved by the Mughals. So not in line with Mughal administration. Spread all over India in the 18th century. Their impact on the countryside differed considerably. The third common feature, in all of these regional states was their emerging relationship with the rich bankers and merchants. So whatever we did it in the last 3 pages, they are again summarizing. That's all, nothing new. These people lent money to revenue farmers, received land, collected taxes. Okay, done. I don't want to read that again. Watan Jagirs of the Rajputs. So we see we see the Rajputs now. That is something new. So many Rajput kings, particularly those belonging to Amber and Jodhpur, okay, 2 places, Rajasthan, had served under the Mughals with distinction. In exchange, they were permitted to enjoy considerable autonomy in the Watan Jagirs. Okay, so some Rajputs also had some autonomy in the case of land. The rulers now attempted to extend their control over adjacent regions. Ajit Singh, the ruler of Jodhpur, was also involved in the factional politics at the Mughal court. Okay, so Jodhpur Amber again, one personality name is Ajit Singh. Ajit Singh, you learn modern history also. I think the uncle of Bhagat Singh or something in some of the movement. I have seen this name. Spectrum, it was there. Okay, these influential Rajput families claimed the Subedari of the rich provinces of Gujarat and Malwa. Okay, so they claimed the Subedari, that is the province governorship they gained for Gujarat and Malwa. That time everything was kind of together only, okay, Rajasthan, Bombay and all those things. Raja Ajit Singh of Jodhpur held the governorship of Gujarat, and Savai Raja Jai Singh. Jai Singh is very important. He did a lot of things related to science and technology, actually, some observatories and all he had set up. It is hard to believe, but it is there, okay, it is a true fact. So he is Amber, okay, so Gujarat, Amber, names, just remember these names, Raja Ajit Singh and Savai Raja Jai Singh. Just remember Jai Singh. I think Jaipur city is also, he is the one who built, okay, that is why Jaipur. These offices were renewed by Emperor Jahandar Shah, again a weak ruler. They also tried to extend their territories by seizing portions of imperial territory neighboring their Watans. The Watan is that land territory which they hold, and neighboring things also they started to plunder. Nagaur was conquered and annexed to the house of Jodhpur, while Amber seized large portions of Bundi. Sarai is not good. Again found the capital Jaipur. Subedari. Marathas campaigns in Rajasthan from 1740s put severe pressure on these principalities and checked their further expansion. So there were conflicts also happening now within this thing. Now Mughal has zero role. That is the entire crux of it. Okay, it's all independent states fighting with each other and expanding their territories by focusing on revenue. So this is again Mehrangarh Fort, Jodhpur. Okay, they have a lot of forts. Chittor Fort is there, and multiple forts are there in movies and all. You would have seen in the Bollywood movies, they show it. Raja Jai Singh was height of its power, governor for 12 years, banks of the river Narmada. Okay, he extended his territory from Delhi to banks of Narmada, Raja Jai Singh. So he has a very prominent role in history. Now Sikh, the organization of Sikhs into a political community during the 17th century. We have done that Bhakti movement where we saw Guru Nanak and then 10 gurus followed him. I didn't tell you the 10 names that time. We'll see that in subsequent chapters. So Guru Gobind Singh was the 10th one. If you remember, he started the Khalsa, or he made it into a militant group. Okay, this Sikh group, which was a peace-loving kind of group, he made it into a militant group. Later it will be affecting the story of Indira Gandhi's death and all. Okay, Sikh killing her. So that's all. It's actually a very interesting story, but a very painful story also for both sides. So try to know about that. Operation Blue Star and all those things. The Harmandir Sahib, the Golden Temple, firing happened in the temple. So it was very like religious sentiment issue it was. So it is a very painful story. Try to read it anyway. Okay, somewhere. So now he died. Okay, Guru Gobind Singh died, 1708. Khalsa rose in revolt against the Mughal authority. So Khalsa is now going against Mughal itself. Okay, earlier they were not going against Mughal authority, but now Mughals are very weak. So under Banda Bahadur's leadership, Banda Bahadur was kind of a disciple of Guru Gobind Singh, you can tell. So they declared their sovereign rule, again independent, like nobody should rule us, by striking coins in the name of Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh. So coins were there. So this can be a factual thing you should know. Coins were there in the name of both Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh. That is the first one and the 10th one. And established their own administration between the Satluj and the Jamuna. Okay, so the regions. Banda Bahadur was captured in 1715 and executed. So he was killed. So you should know he was captured and killed. Earlier, long back, I think Guru Tej Bahadur or something also was killed. There were many Sikh leaders actually who were killed by Mughals. Okay, try to compile a list of it. I will tell you as and when I find it, but try to compile. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru, this is the picture of that. Again, one bird is there. I don't know whether they actually carry a bird or this is like painters' imaginations. Okay, okay. So again, this sword and all, they have this. There will be terms for it. We'll see. Sikhs organized themselves into a number of bands called Jathas and later on missiles. Okay, missiles I told you, the whole Sikh military thing, they will be split into 12 confederacies. Okay, confederacies or groups you can tell, and it's called missiles. Okay, and one of that I think something starting with Surya, something over there, Surya Chakras or something. Okay, that missile is where Raja Ranjit Singh will come into picture, and he will be having later conflicts with the Britishers also. So that becomes important. 12 confederacies of the Sikhs missiles. Okay. The combined forces were known as the Grand Army, Dal Khalsa. Okay, the Grand Army is called Dal Khalsa. The entire body used to meet up at Amritsar. Amritsar, you know, very important place for Punjab. And at the time of Baisakhi and Diwali, okay, the festival time, they used to get together and to take collective decision known as the resolutions of the Guru. Okay, Guru Matas is the resolutions of the Guru. A system called Rakhi was introduced, offering protection to cultivators on the payment of tax of 20%. So they also used to tax the cultivators, okay, and offer protection in turn, okay, in return. So Guru Gobind Singh had inspired the Khalsa with the belief that their destiny was to rule. Raj Karega Khalsa. So that was their motto. Their well-knit organization enabled them to put up a special resistance to the Mughal governors first and then to Ahmad Shah Abdali. Okay, so resisting everybody now. Getting taxes, fighting wars, so politically, economically, socially, everything now Khalsas are in power. The Khalsa declared their sovereign rule by striking their own coin again in 1765. So significantly the coin bore the same inscription as the one on the orders issued by the Khalsa in the time of Banda Bahadur. So same thing, Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh pictures, inscriptions were there. Okay, the Sikh territory is extended from Indus to the Jamuna. So it's again extending. First it was Satluj to Jamuna, now it is Indus to Jamuna. If you know the Indus river system, you will know like Indus is even further than Satluj. Okay, in the Pakistan region. So, but they were divided under different rulers. One of them, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, as I told, reunited these groups and established his capital at Lahore in 1799. So, as I told, he's part of one of the missile, and later he unites all these 12 things into one. Okay, and that is how Sikh kingdom also is very important. Okay, Anglo-Sikh war. Okay, I have covered in detail in Spectrum. Watch it. Marathas again. Maratha is actually very long story. The hierarchy, their family. Even you know the Peshwa Bajirao movie. If you have seen, he himself has 2 wives and also they split up, then children, then again their uncle fighting for seat throne. It is a very complicated story, and there is nothing related to this Hindutva thing or Shivaji is a Hindu ruler, he is the actual Hindu Rashtra ruler, that and all. Whatever these Senas are doing in Maharashtra, it's all just bluff kind of stories only. Everybody were only focusing on their territory expansion, their revenue and all those things. They never wanted a unified India, or the idea of India was not there, okay, at that time. So whoever tells like now rename the Mughal, the streets or buildings which are named after Mughal rulers or Delhi rulers, they are changing it to Hindu names. Okay, most of the government, UP government is doing that. It's all actually wrong, because at that time there is no one who is pro-India. Everybody is caring only about their personal growth, their revenue, their kingdom expansion, whether it be Shivaji or whether it be Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan is also in the news because of that. Many people will go and protest here and there. Okay, so we'll talk all that in some other video. So another powerful regional kingdom, Shivaji, 1627 to 1680. carved out a stable kingdom with support of warrior families. Deshmukh they call it. Um, Actually, Sardeshmukh, one particular tax is there. I think in the same chapter again we'll see. 1/10 of the revenue or something they used to collect as cess kind of thing. That is Sardeshmukhi. Okay, so Deshmukh is actually the powerful warrior families. Peasant pastoralists. Kunbis is actually peasant pastoralists. So it's actually peasants, farmer groups. Okay, Kunbis provided the backbone for the Maratha army. Shivaji used these forces to challenge the Mughals in the peninsula. After Shivaji's death, effective power in the Maratha state was wielded by a family of Chitpavan Brahmanas who served Shivaji's successor as Peshwa. So it's just telling the origin of Peshwa story. Okay, we know Peshwa, Bajirao and Balaji Rao, many people are there. So it's actually the Brahmana family. Okay, after Shivaji's death, they came into existence. Actually, there are 5-6 groups in this Maratha confederacy. You can tell the Pune, it is the Peshwa. Then there is the Gaekwads of Baroda. Then there will be Holkars of Indore. And two more are there. I'm not able to recollect, but there are 5 groups from 5 different places. Okay, Bhosle of Nagpur. These are 5 groups, and everybody had their own this thing. But Peshwas is the one who will actually rise to proper power when the other Shivaji ruler or the Maratha rulers were declining. Here I told you, South is actually 25% of the land revenue claimed by Zamindars. In the Deccan, this was collected by the Marathas. Okay, Marathas, what they do is they'll go to other places and tell like, you give me this much money, then we won't attack you. Also, we will protect you from others. Okay, it's like, give us money, else I'll destroy your kingdom. That kind of threatening kind of tax collection. Okay, that is South. South 1/4 in Hindi, you know, so it is 25% land revenue. Sardeshmukhi is actually an additional 10%, you can tell, like a cess in the modern day. 10% of the land revenue paid to the head revenue collector in the Deccan. Okay, it's actually on top of this. Okay, Chowth will be there, and on top of that again 10%. That is Chowth and Sardeshmukhi. These terms are important because there are a lot of loans, taxes, and all in different rulers. So it becomes a potential question for UPSC. So again, fortified. You know, fortified is there. They had the guerrilla warfare and all. Later we'll see. So it chipped away from the authority of the Mughal Empire, carved out their own kingdom. This taxes, I told you what it is. After raiding Delhi in 1737, the frontiers of Maratha dominion expanded rapidly. So again, it's going everywhere up to Tamil Telugu. Okay, it's expanding. Then military campaigns. Third Battle of Panipat. Okay, that is when they actually started declining. Okay, with the Ahmad Shah Abdali, Durrani Empire, if you remember, Afghan Empire. He came to India and they had a war, Third Battle of Panipat. That was the last Panipat war also. Then Maratha chiefs, Sardars like this was Scindias of Gwalior. That's the only one I missed, I think, that time. Scindias of Gwalior, Gaekwad of Baroda, Bhonsle of Nagpur. Okay, then Holkar of Indore is also there, and Peshwa of Pune. That is the 5 different groups, 5 different families kind of thing. Okay, they had Maratha campaigns into Malwa did not challenge the growth and prosperity of the cities in the region. Ujjain, you know, it is very important. The river which passes through is some Shipra river or something. It is one of the site of the Kumbh Mela also. Kumbh Mela is in news. It got the UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage thing in India. Already there are 11 or 10, and this is I think the 12th site. So it is in news. You know, Haridwar, Nasik, Ujjain, and Allahabad. That is the 4 places of the Kumbh Mela occurrence in India. Okay, they have different timelines. Try to read about that. Every 12 years, every 4 years, and all they have that thing. Then okay, Indore, Holkar. That's also done here. Mentioned here. By all accounts, these cities were large and prosperous and functioned as important commercial and cultural centers. New trade routes emerged within the area controlled by the Marathas. The silk produced in the Chanderi region was now found a new outlet. Okay, at Pune. They're telling silk trade was there. They're telling about the trade which they had. Agra and Surat, they had internal trade. Hinterland, I told you in one of the video, hinterland is something like the marketplace outside the territory. Like there will be places where people come to sell the goods. That is the hinterland. Okay. Jats. So Jats again, it's actually leader Churaman. Okay, leader name remember. Okay, Jats Churaman. This also was covered in the tribal groups in chapter 17-18 of Spectrum. They acquired control over territory situated to the west of the city of Delhi. And by the 1680s, they had begun dominating the region between the 2 imperial cities of Delhi and Agra. Okay, so Jats began to plunder this area, Delhi and Agra. For a while, they became the virtual custodians of the city of Agra. So they had control over Agra for a limited bit of time. 18th century palace complex at Dig. Okay, might be a place, might be some palace, but not very important. The Jats were prosperous agriculturalists. This kind of things UPSC picks up. And towns like Panipat and Ballabgarh became important trading centers in the areas dominated by them. So the area around Haryana, Delhi, present Haryana, Delhi and Agra, that is where they had. Under Surajmal, okay, again Churaman, Surajmal, okay, two names. The kingdom of Bharatpur emerged as a strong state. When Nadir Shah sacked Delhi in 1739, many of the city's notables took refuge there. His son Jawahir Shah had 30,000 troops of his own. Okay, so just names Churaman, Surajmal, Jawahir Shah, all related to Jats. Another 20,000 Maratha and 50,000 Sikhs troops to fight the Mughals. Okay, so these many peoples were now fighting against the Mughals. So it's a total decline. While the Bharatpur fort was built in a fairly traditional style, at Dig, the Jats built an elaborate garden palace combining styles seen at Amber and Agra. So they even created palaces. Okay, so you can imagine how much revenue they'll have. Its buildings were modeled on architectural forms first associated with the royalty under Shah Jahan. Okay, architectural models, from there they took it. So this chapter is done. French Revolution, a very important topic for our world revolution, especially for history optional students also, or in GS1 paper also they ask all the time French Revolution, the story of Napoleon. Okay, like Napoleon is considered the, I think, both the father and both the destroyer of French Revolution. There is a statement like that in UPSC. So 18th century, 1789, you know, lot of reasons are there. I'll make world history series separately someday. So it is like they had that three division society. Okay, the clergy class, the ruling class, then the peasants, and they had the inequalities, and they had a tennis courtroom fight and all. It's a very interesting story, the French Revolution, and very important for UPSC. Okay, it's specifically mentioned French Revolution, American Revolution, so on. So the timeline is now in sync with this. Okay, when India, these kind of Mughal decline is happening, somewhere else in the world, French Revolution is happening. So we'll see just one MCQ or whatever is there given here. Okay, it's given. Match the following. Subedar is provincial governor. Now by this time it should be by heart for all of you. Fauzdar, it will be without seeing the choice itself. Try to tell. Fauzdar is a Mughal military commander. Ijardar, I told you, it's a revenue farmer. Missil is that 12 confederacies, so it will be band of Sikh warriors. Maybe it's not actually Sikh warriors. Okay, but again it's confederacy. Chaut is actually that tax levied by Marathas, Chaut and Sardeshmukhi. Kunbis and Umara. Umara is not there in this chapter, but Umara, I know it is a high noble. Okay, it's a noble personality, Umara. I tried to Google about it. It's not there in this chapter. We have seen the entire chapter. Now Kunbis is the Maratha peasant warriors. Okay, peasant warriors is Kunbis. This was there in this chapter, but Umara was not there. Okay, so I hope it helped you. Please watch the Spectrum series. That is the best series for which I have got the maximum response, and students have been buying the MCQs also for that. Ancient and medieval history, we have done lot of things now in class 6 and 7. Now I'll start class 8. Class 8 has actually 2 textbooks, so it's going to be again lot of videos. Part 1 and part 2, everything will have 6 or 7 chapters, so it's going to be interesting also, because we have a lot of art and culture related things also there. Okay, so I'll come up with that video soon. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.